The biggest mistake most young men are making around confidence is just trying to tell themselves to be confident. And that doesn't work. Let's find out what does. All right, so confidence is super important. I've had a certain amount of confidence in my life, and it's definitely helped me get things. I've noticed this with women. Unless you're rich or 6 foot tall, confidence is your best friend. I've noticed this at work. I had a super confident friend out of university. He just came out, went to a company, super confident in the interview and got a job 2 jobs higher than what he was going for, just based on his confidence. So when it comes to many areas of life, this is like the super skill. I think most guys have worked this out. And what they do is they do one of 2 things. They either sort of try and tell themselves they're confident, like, I'm really good. But the thing is, a confident person would never have to do that, right? If you're confident playing football, you're not like thinking, I'm really good at football. You don't have to do that. So you sort of unconsciously know that that's nonsense. Yeah. The second thing they try and do is they kind of act it, but they usually overcook it. They kind of puff themselves up. I believe it. And everyone notices the body doesn't lie, they say. What that means is people can tell. Women can definitely tell. Women pick up on this. And I made this mistake for sure, like just sort of over puffed myself. Now, in a way, that's a better mistake to make than sort of like closing down your embodiment, slumping, stooping, playing it really small, because at least you get the practice, then you can kind of ease off in time. And a lot of the sort of arsehole coaches you see on the internet, that's what they're suggesting. And I get why, because at least you put the reps in. Now, real confidence is based on your competence. It's based on your actual experience. So the key thing is to get as much experience as possible in the area you want to be confident, and understand that is going to be uncomfortable. So this is where the body part comes in. You need to learn to self-regulate while you're learning that confidence, yeah? Otherwise, you'll be too scared to do it. It'd just be too unpleasant. So learning skills like centering, breathing, relaxation, managing your stress, doing martial arts or weightlifting where you're systematically stressing yourself and getting better at managing that stress. So this is the key thing for becoming confident, is that you do the practice so it becomes based on your competence and not based on some self-bullshit you tell yourself. But to do that, you need to learn the stress management so you can, I don't know, go up to the girls and talk to them or apply for the jobs or whatever it is. It's not so much fake it till you make it, it's kind of manage yourself as best you can until you start to relax. Now, if you can't relax, even after practice, even when you're relatively competent at the thing, people are telling you externally, yeah, you've been doing this for a while, you're pretty good at this, you might want to work on your trauma. So many of us have trauma, way more than most people think. You're stuck in that nervous sort of fight-flight state. Being stuck in that state, people pick up on that and they don't relax around you, yeah? A lot of what confidence is helping other people relax around you. Then they come up with the assessment of, oh, this guy's confident because they feel relaxed. If you're stuck in that trauma response, you're nervous, you won't feel relaxed, they won't feel relaxed, and you get a sort of vicious loop going on as well. So luckily, trauma therapies like EMDR, TRE, somatic experiencing, there's loads, you can look them up. There's loads of lots of free education online about trauma. You can look that up. But as I said, traumatized or not, everyone should be practicing the skills of self-regulation. I think martial arts, weightlifting, cold showers, breath holds, these are like the basic ways of learning self-regulation that we can repeatedly do, because excellence is a habit. I think people often say it was Aristotle, but it was actually not him. It is, however, true that we practice something. So you're always practicing, and that is important. As you're going around your life, ask yourself, am I practicing confidence? Yeah, and I'll see someone ordering a drink at a shop. Oh, can I have a can of Coke? And the whole body language, the whole embodiment, it's just not confident. And I'm like, well, look, this is not something to be nervous about. You're buying a can of Coke. It's not a big deal. It's their job to serve you. You've done this before. Practice that embodiment, again, without puffing up, but just stand to your full height, take up space. Yeah, they're the 2 key things, actually. It's length and width. This sounds dirty. It's not about bananas, okay? Okay, so standing to your full length, people often talk about stand up straight, yeah? But it's also about width. You're not like collapsing in like that, yeah? Next piece of this to practice is your voice. So instead of saying, excuse me, can I have a can of Coke, right? Like apologizing, going up in tone at the end of your sentences. It's, excuse me, can I have a can of Coke? Silence, pause, not umming, ahhing, sorry, please, stop saying fucking sorry, right? I see this with a lot of young guys. They're in a bad verbal habit of saying please and sorry all the time. And it's like, you can say thank you once, you can say please, be polite. You don't need to say it 5 times. Don't apologize unless you've done something wrong, guys. Okay, so we're getting into the verbal habits, we're getting into the tone habits, we're getting into the postural habits. What is the behavior of confidence? How would a confident person ask a girl out? Right, if I was reasonably sure that a girl had some interest in me, I would walk up to her in a certain way, I would talk in a certain way, I wouldn't be apologetic, I wouldn't be making myself small. So we are what we practice, and this is the embodiment piece. So yes, you do need competence, yes, you need self-regulation to develop that skill, and also we are practicing something the whole time. I'd say weightlifting is especially good because you get that whole sort of extended, pushing, confident feeling in your whole body. Along with martial arts, there's just something knowing you're not a prey animal, walking down the street and going, I can run, I can fight, I can lift things, I can move. Like having that basic movement, that basic self-defense mindset. It's like, even if you live in a safe place like I do, it's that feeling of I can handle myself. And I think it is hard to be confident if you feel like a prey animal at the end of the day. Obviously, health is a part of this too, feeling generally healthy in yourself. I think confidence in terms of how you dress, like I feel much more confident when I put on a jacket and I go to work and I'm like, right, I'm in work mode, I'm dressed well. I think they don't have to go crazy about that, but it's like, yeah, why not dress the part? Okay, last important point on this is your social circle is a really big deal here, and we have to be a little bit careful. So generally, you want to be surrounded by encouraging people that encourage you to do the thing. Go talk to the girl, apply for the job, mate, you can do it. If you're not around those people, it's actually better to be on your own. Yeah, it's actually worse to be around people who are discouraging. One thing to notice is when you get a win, what do people do? Do they celebrate, say, nice one? Or do they go, oh yeah, you were lucky? Or do they say, actually, back to me and my problems, right? Do they actually just for a moment, oh, nice one, mate. Yeah, you can do it. Bigging you up, whether it's the job, the girl, whatever. So are you around those people? I think we can sort of train our friends to do that a little bit. Give them say like, hey, I'd prefer it if you actually encourage me here. Now, where we have to be a little bit careful is are they going to give us honest feedback? So a friend will celebrate when you do something right, but they'll also be the one who's brave enough to tell you, mate, your YouTube videos are rubbish, like no one's watching them, or whatever it is, right? They're the one that says, hey, Mark, this is how you can improve your YouTube videos. This is fine, but why is there a hawk in the background or whatever? I don't know. So people that can give you that difficult feedback as to when you're not doing great, I think that's equally part of the friendship that builds us confident, because then we know if they're saying, yeah, this is good, your mum would think everything is good, right? But you need people around you that will say some things aren't good, that will give you honest feedback. And then when they encourage you, you believe them, and that is important. Okay, so the embodiment piece, the competent piece, the having the friends around you, doing the trauma work if you're stuck in that fight or flight, learning those self-regulation skills, practicing confidence in voice, in tone, in body, in whatever you do. It does take a bit of time as well. And that's the other thing I'd say for the young guys, is you do grow into it. I remember just being on a date, and I was in my late 20s. I just remember thinking, this isn't scary anymore. If you're watching this and you're 18, it's like, yeah, you've got to put the reps in a little bit. I go talking about my work. It's not really nerve-wracking anymore. So I'd say have hope. It does get a bit better, but you can speed that curve up with some of these things. Loads of other videos on the channel. If you like this, send it to a bro. If you've got a mate who's not very confident, who needs this, send it to